Hey there guys, today I'm going to try something a little new. I'm going to try and do some analysis of some Brawl Stars esports games and see how well I can understand and explain these games, the tactics used, drafting and so on. Even though I am analysing these games for you guys, please understand I am no professional, but I want to understand the mindset of professional players more. Hence why I will try and make some of these videos every now and then. Comment section, please don't be too mean, but any constructive criticism will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, and let us get started with SK Gaming versus Nova Esports. Before any context, I want to highlight the drafting of both teams. There are 3 lanes on this map, and Nova Esports have drafted Janet for the middle with Chester and Lily for the 2 lanes. Similarly, SK have taken Max for the middle and Leon and Shelly for the lane brawlers, and we will dive into these picks more later. One last thing I want to address are these sets of walls. The ones currently highlighted are really good for lane brawlers being able to push and make attacks, but also fall back to defend and regain health. And these walls here are really good for the gem carriers to hide when their team has lost control and just need to sit back and wait for their respawn. Anyway, here we are in game 1 gem grab. Nova Esports I think have the much better draft. Janet is a great, very commonly picked gem carrier with a long range, decent damage and super for amazing gem carry protection. Lily is also a great assassin to hunt and pick down kills when the enemy are low enough, and Chester is just a brilliant all-rounded option. And as you can see, this chemistry enabled them to hold down the mid control for the majority of both sets. On the other hand, SK Gaming have gone with a unique draft, with Max as a gem carrier in the middle, which is a common and pretty solid pick with the speed synergy when hunting down in the countdown phases, but the lane brawlers confuse me quite a lot. Starting with Shelly, it's not a terrible option and I'm not sure when it was picked, but if it was first then it was definitely made as a tank counter, and I guess Nova Esports just drafted around that. But if it was second or third, then I really don't understand why it was picked. Maybe against a Chester, but this is a long range matchup, and a better tank counter would be like Otis or other brawlers that could have been selected, including Jean for extra gem carrying heals, a tank like Frank or Kenji, or just any other versatile brawler like Pam to hold down the center. Leon, in my mind, is the worst pick here by far. Unless Leon can just chain supers and sneak on the enemy with the rest of his team backing him up. As a lone wolf, he does nothing, and you will see that he gets picked off a lot and forced back from the Janet and Lily on the left side. I can see the idea, especially with the gadget and the hyper buffies, but I just don't think that he's very good, especially that his long range doesn't deal a lot of damage. It's just like small chips of damage, and I think a better brawler here would be like Trunk for a tank and maybe Pierce as long range. But in the first set, Nova, they get the countdown, they're holding out control. SK just about managed to get a reset, but they're forced back, allowing Nova to claim the gems, and the Janet just goes flying for the last 6 seconds, and they secure the set 1 victory.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. We have enough. I have stun.
I have super. I'm
Be
fine.
careful of my.
Shelly died.
Just fly. We win.
Yeah, I fly. Nice. GG. Okay.
Go.
One more.
It was perfect at the start, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
That first set looked pretty comfortable for Nova Esports, and to be honest, they had their lane matches up perfect. Lily can hold the Leon back. Even if he does manage to get super to Janet, he goes down pretty easily or just gets pushed away. Meanwhile, Chester and Janet are holding down the mid together really well, and their range beats the Shelly, and the Max is just too weak to pose a real threat. I want to draw attention to the Shelly super coming up, as I think it's a big mistake for SK Gaming. They already have the disadvantage at range, and now it's just been made worse. By taking down this wall, they've opened up this prime position for Janet, giving her more space and therefore more control from the center, without any worries of anyone being in the bush behind her, backing up into a wall if they're pressing. She just has free roam now, and she's just in a great prime position to just keep firing shots and just keep collecting gems without any worry about who might be behind her. Nothing much happens in this set that is different from set 1, but Nova have just made a really good draft, really good utility of the Chester with his recent buff, and Janet just has a great gem carry option, and they're holding down the lanes excellently and just shutting off any threats. SK Gaming's best chances have come when Nova have their countdown, and to be honest, it's not really chances they created, it's just chances that curve because Nova are just holding down the gems for the countdown. I just think SK didn't really get a good start to this matchup, and they just don't look ready for this game against Nova Esports, so really need to wake up in the next few matches. I made a video about this a few days ago explaining how SK Gaming are in big trouble. With only 46 points out of the 2 qualifiers they literally need to win the next 2 monthly qualifiers to even get a chance to qualify for the Brawl Stars World Championships, or even an LCQ placement at this rate. Anyways, the only footage I have so far is Nova Esports comms videos where they have shown their 3 wins, but not their games that they lost, which is a bit weird, because given that they won, I would have liked to have seen all of them. Regardless, that's fine. These are probably the most important games, as these are the ones that SK should have capitalized on, but it also shows how good Nova Esports are. Anyway, this is gem grab done, and we're moving on to game 3. Game 2 was won by SK Gaming, and I don't have the footage unfortunately for that game, but we have game 3 here, Knockout, Golden Gulch. Both teams have some really good picks here. SK Gaming have a strong long range lineup of Pierce and Bo to really shut down the middle, and Rico for the bouncy shots on the walls on the side. Nova Esports go with the classic Gene for the pulls, Meeple to shoot through walls with his super, and Mina just as an aggressive high DPS brawler that can pair up with the Gene pulls. Note that there are no real wall breakers here, hence why Meeple will probably thrive if he can get a lot of supers. Mina will also be able to hide behind walls and just put pressure on the opponents. Rico will also flourish in this match, but Pierce and Bo will have a harder time if their opponents are hiding behind these walls and just can't get enough damage to charge supers. They do have the extra range, but overall this is a really well picked draft, very well balanced, overall really good. Meeple has got his Meeple Mansion gadget to help his team push up a little bit when they're falling behind. It's been quite effective in some of these games, some of these chances, and it has helped them in a lot of situations. But most of these games it's just a stalemate where both long rangers for both teams are just trying to gain super without feeding their opponents. As you can see, the Rico falls really early in this first round, and this will be devastating for SK Gaming. Losing a player really early in Knockout is just like the end of the game. It's very hard to come back from this, and sometimes the best thing to do is just run in the smoke and not feed any more super, which you'll see the Pierce do in a little bit. In round 2 we have SK Gaming going all on the right side and just have that entire right side cut off from Nova Esports, which find themselves pinned to the left wall for about 30 seconds. However, Meeple's Mansion, it comes in clutch, enabling them to push out and regain some control. From there, Gene gets a good kill at the bottom. Mina pushes the Rico inwards, enabling his teammates just to pinch them off to win set 1. And note that the Gene's healing with the Magic Path star power is really strong here. Healing 600 health is a lot more than you think, and it just helps Meeple stay alive and just keep shooting those annoying homing missiles. In the set 1 and a bit in set 2, Mina just feeds a little bit too much super for Rico, I think. And I just think it'd be better just to step away from the wall or just get out of the bush or fall back just to not feed that much super to the Rico. But it's only a small thing and not too much to worry about. Nova are once again back to the wall with SK Gaming holding down great control in the middle, but Meeple's Mansion gives them that lifeline they always rely on, allowing Nova to walk out and just start the showdown. SK Gaming actually get a good clutch up here, and they manage to pick out all the members of Nova Esports one by one and get their first round of this knockout game. In round 2, Gene gets an unlucky pull on the totem, the only one of 2 we see in this game, which is quite weird given how much we rely on Gene's pull. But his main attack spreading out and fanning out that much in the middle is just really good for Nova Esports to gain control when the smoke is just touching their backs in the final showdown. The Rico, once again, he falls way too easily, and SK Gaming should have been more careful about this. It just feels really cheap and it allows Nova to walk straight on through and finish this round. And in this final round, we have a game point up for Nova Esports in play. We can see that a really early hypercharge is activated from the Rico, which gets some really strong hits on the Mina and Gene, but it can't take anyone down. SK can't capitalize on this, and I just should have been saved for later on in the final showdown where it might have had better use. Gene also misses out on another super, which is quite unfortunately, and he falls actually along with Meeple and the Rico. And this is just an incredible final showdown here. The pressure that Mina puts on all these brawlers, it just forces them back into the smoke. SK Gaming don't realise this and they both fall down, allowing Nova Esports to clutch up in this incredible final knockout. SK Gaming take this match to round 5, where they go with a very strong draft of Nani, Byron and Ems. Meanwhile, Nova Esports go with a fresh healing focused approach of Grey, Globert and Jaeyoung. Looking at this draft, there are some flaws from both teams I can see. From Nova Esports, the double healer, in particular Globert, can be considered a weak draft with very little attacking threat. But the Grey and Jaeyoung can defend well in tight situations with their tool sets, and the Globert, as you will see, can provide lots of healing, around 400 health per second, supporting a teammate and can essentially control the game, knowing when to push or when to defend. SK Gaming obviously have the better long range draft with Nani and Byron, but the Ems threw me off a little bit, as this section here is the only position that she can occupy and be useful in this matchup, as it's a great choke point to get Byron and Nani in these positions to just choke them out to cause a bottleneck and get a team wipe. Other than that, the Ems is just deemed kinda useless, and as you'll see, she just loiters around with no real attacking threat here. Furthermore, you'll see that the Nani tries to break down this wall, which I think is the wrong call. In set 1, it's okay to experiment and try and expose the team, but you also have to remember this is a double healer team that can survive forever, and so exposing them is of no real consequence. If anything, this wall here should have been broken, helping SK Gaming get around and flank them, getting these kills and securing a lead. Exposing them does no real damage, as they'll just keep healing and healing. Notice at the start of the game, Nova Esports just rushed to the center with massive healing, securing the blue star, getting back and trying to win this game in a sort of cheesy way, quotation marks, which is by no means to be frowned upon. This is a solid game plan they have thought out and planned, and they have the capability to attack when they need to, but also hold on and defend for the 2 minutes. And credit where credit is due, Nova Esports making incredible dodges throughout this matchup, which is a big factor when facing the Nani and Byron, who can easily chip you down, as you'll see in set 1, before the Grey gets an incredible gadget pull. As you can see, Ems occupies this space here on the right, where she can be well defended and also deal damage, but without any support from her teammates who are too far back, she will struggle very hard. The wall opens again. This wall is open again, which probably hurts SK Gaming more than they realise, and at the end of the day, Nova just hold down this insane heal. Nova just keep healing until the last second with a determined mindset, landing them the set win, the match win, and defeat SK Gaming in this tense 5-game match.
Be careful. Ems mid.
Switch.
It's good, guys.
Ems low.
I need 10 seconds for my gadget. And Nani super coming. Heal up.
I can splash. I can splash Byron.
That's fine, I'm not
It's
gonna
fine,
die.
it's fine.
Stay like
Sorry.
aim low, don't be Byron.
TP away.
Are you fine now?
Yeah.
So good!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
A lot of strategies were deployed here across all the game modes, and I think it's really good that they showed these 3 games. Nova played excellently with top class draft picks, incredible mobility and accuracy with shots, and being able to hold on and defend in all of these game modes, from gem grab countdowns, knockout waiting games and bounty heal offs. It just shows that this team have the stamina and determination to remain focused until the final second. For SK Gaming, what we saw was not terrible weakness, but just a lack of strategy. The strategies that they forced themselves and were forced upon by Nova Esports were executed decently well, but it's hard to see that from how well Nova Esports played. SK's drafting, I believe, was pretty poorly executed, and I don't know if it was unlucky or they just didn't plan ahead. They just didn't seem like they had a strategy in most of these game modes. They just seemed like a team that are in a dire situation, sitting on the edge of just not making it to any tournament. And I think they really need to get some practice in and just plan these games ahead and understand each other. And understand each other more, because I just feel like their synergy also felt really off compared to Nova's. Those are my opinions and analytical discoveries from these clips. Hopefully I was right, and I really hope I explained these points well. Again, my first time doing this, and I will be trying to improve with every future video. If you followed to the end, thank you so much, and please leave a comment sharing your opinions on the SK Gaming situation, how far Nova Esports will do this year, and also how well I did. Thank you so much to Nova Esports for releasing these comps. It really helped me understand sports, but also helped me make this video. Thank you so much, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.